Right, first of all we add this folder in which we have all the health bars, and we start by adding the full health bar, which is our health bar 20. Then we just have to rescale it, and why don't we set this somewhere around here? We just rename this to health bar, and now we add a script to this. So we'll just add a component, name this as health bar script, and now we open the script. We wait for Visual Studio to open, and now that it's started, we in here add something as a public sprite, as all these are the images, and we have to make sure that we make it an array, and we call this as health bars. And we also need to add a public static integer and name this as health. So what this does is that as it is a static integer, we can access this from another scripts, from different scripts. So on start, we set the health to something as health bars dot, which means to the length, like if the health bars length for now, which is going to be 20, health will be set to 20, and on void update we need to change the sprite of our current game object, which is our health bar, to whatever the health is. So what we do is that we access this dot get component, and we add in here sprite renderer, and from the sprite renderer we need to access sprite, and the sprite will be health bars, and as it's an array we need to give it and number from, which means from the list which number of the image you want, and we give this, the number should be health. Now that this is all set, we just save it, and now you can see here there is something for the health bar as size, and we need to set the size to 20 and not 21. Now when we go in here, you just add it. This is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. This one is the fourth one, fifth one, this is the sixth one, 8, so that is not 11, this one is 11, this one is 12, this one is, well, as to what I can guess, this one is 13, and then now that we have everything set over here, what we have to do is add something that on start this health bar should be maximum and not on the 19th one. So for that on in the void start we add this dot get component sprite renderer, and from the sprite renderer we want to change the sprite is equal to maximum health, and in here we add something as public static, no, not a public static, we need a public sprite, and this sprite will be maximum health. And then in Unity, after we save this, we will get in the inspector menu we will get an option for maximum sprite, and we set this to 20. Okay, so now what we need to decrease the health is an button. So we just go here in the UI and add a button. We can set it, we can move this anywhere we want. I will make it over here, and in the text of this button, why don't we set this to and something as attack, and it should be best fit. The color of this should be actually white, and the color of the button, the normal button, should be black. On highlight we want it to something like this. On pressed color should be this, and once we press it we select the button, so we need to give it a selected button which should be as same as the normal color. So once this is done, we can now rename the button to as attack. Now for us to decrease the health, we need to add on click what we want to do to this button. So we just add something add to a list, and in here we make a empty game object. We can rename this to something as buttons, and to this we add a script. Why don't we call it as attack? We then open the attack script, as we are going to add it to the button we need to make it a function. So we go in here, make this and we need to make it public too, public void, and as the name is attack of the script we cannot change it to, why don't we make this something as decrease. So this is our function named as decrease, and if you remember in the health bar script we made the health integer as public static, so we can access it from different scripts. And in here on button click what we want to do is health bar, from the health bar script we access health minus minus, and as the health is at some point going to reach 0, we add in here we first of all add using Unity engine dot scene management, and we over here in the void update menu we add an if statement. If health is greater than or equal to 0, oh I'm sorry, is smaller than or equal to 0, then we do something like scene manager dot load scene, and the scene by default which we have is something as sample scene. Okay, now we save this, and once it is saved, there's one thing we can do is that as we had add over here scene management, for us to load this scene again we need to first give the game this scene, which is add. We need to just go in the build settings and add open scene. And now to the attack button, we add this over here, and from the script of the attack we add decrease. As we made it public, we were able to see it over here. So now why don't we just play the game. Now as you can see, whenever I click this button, I can decrease the health, and after the health reaches 10, it changes to yellow color and then simply to red. And after once this health bar reaches 0, we reload this scene again. So this was it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button.